Alright, everyone, time to the final episode of the day, which is Monument Point. The scene opens in Russia as an atomic assault caution focus begins getting warnings that rockets are approaching. At the nest, Timur is taking a gander at potential atomic strikes everywhere throughout the nation. They have 20 hours to make sense of how to stop the strikes. Felicia says she needs to get her dad to help, and Oliver concurs over Diggle's complaints. He says if one of the nukes hits, the passing anxiety it causes will give Dark almost unending force. In the flashback, Oliver recovers his backpack and begins to make sense of how to get off the island. In the Ark, Riley comes and closest to Thea at the plants, saying he controlled things to keep her safe. She says that she realizes she's stuck here. However, she can either be there an agreeable or an undeniable irritation, so she requests to see Alex. At Donna's loft, she goes up against Lance about certain papers he's found in his place. It's an affidavit that he didn't realize that Laurel was a Black Canary. He was allowed the chance to prove it and land his position back. She's irate that he would even think about misleading spare his rear end, contrasting with Noah, who was an impulsive liar. She tells him that she cherishes him and has confidence to make the best choice. At that point, she leaves. At the Hive base camp, Damon tells Murmur and Brick that he has some last details that he needs to tie up. Buck articles being determined what to do. Dark reveals to them that he needs the calculator. Gruber was in front of them, as of now in the structure where Cutler was. He appears to have run out in a rush in front of Brick, Murmur, and a gathering of ghosts. Brick says he needs to execute Cutler. In the Ark, Anarchy brings in a ghost with his dairy cattle goad and requests to disclose where to discover Damien. Back at the lair, Felicity is attempting to discover the parts for Keller to assemble a PC dependent on the 90% he figured out how to clone. However, they'll have to get to a server ranch so they can physically transfer it to military servers. In the flashback, Oliver goes head to head against the Raider, who has caught him with a blade ready to assault. In the structure, where the Ark's scrubber, Thea prevents Lonnie from pulverizing the machine. She requests Lonnie's respectability, saying she'll assist him with bringing down Dark. However, not if he's going to murder guiltless individuals. While he's pondering, Railhinton hits him with a bolt and Anarchy flees. At the Star City server ranch, Timur has taken the structure, and Cutler is getting ready to attempt to follow Dark. I have some sense of where they're communicating from, however, so they're going to be enduring an onslaught. At the nest, Felicity can't discover Cutler, yet has a potential area for Dark. In the flashback, Oliver advises Tiana to go get the plane and get the others home. He returns to murder Ryder. Arrows uses information to fulfill Donna, which it does. At Palmer Tech, Felicity goes to see Mr. Dennis, who's vexed that Felicity isn't carrying out her responsibility. She goes to him that what she's doing is egregiously significant, that he says he trusts is justified, despite all the trouble. Dawn appears, and reveals to Felicity that Ravenspur is a lodge, this place he used to go to have escapes with Cutler. She cuts Felicity off of engaging with Cutler, and Felicity embraces her. The spot where Felicity thinks Dark is, Oliver and Diggle don't discover him. Rather, Oliver conveys a discourse about not deceiving Lila, which he did, still he slaughtered Andy in self-preservation. At Ravenspur, Brick and friends have found Cutler. Buck offers him the entire attempt to escape before I execute you bargain, yet before Cutler can choose what to do, Oliver and Diggle appear in an outfit to spare him. Cutler makes his departure and Felicity gets him in the van, so Oliver and Diggle race to join her. At the lair, Felicity reveals to Cutler that they have 12 hours to spare the world from Dark. He reveals to her that he needs access to the superdrive that they created at Palmer Tech. Tragically, when she goes to get it, she can't, and the rest of the board had cast a spell to expel her, and Dennis has her evacuated. At the Ark, Alex is super amped up for the entire finish of days thing. Marla goes to her to request her assistance, sparing the Ark from Anarchy's damage. Gerber intends to invade Palmer Tech to take the drive from Curtis's lab. All advances in the structure, opening access for Cutler and Felicity. On the lift, Garth Felicity's squabble nearly blows the activity. The advance in Curtis's lab will no attempts pitifully to accommodate with her. At the point when she's bolted out of the security framework, he makes an approach to get them into Curtis's lab. The server drive is under another lock. Security advances toward the flight of stairs and Oliver takes out a lot of them. In the lab, Keller utilizes his sniffer to clone the gadget's working framework, permitting them to make their getaway, however neglecting to clone the drive. At the server ranch, two members begin to freeze. Argus is distraught either. In the flashback, Tiana spears Oliver in among them. They give Raider an entire bundle of times. Tiana takes his object of worship and they flee. Like Merlin, Keller keeps on imagining that Felicity being his little girl implies something. On the Ark, Alex is oblivious, having been assaulted by Lonnie. They and Lonnie begin squabbling, with Lonnie solicitor she needs to begin settling her own choices. At the server ranch, a gunfight breaks out between a gathering of ghosts that have quite recently shown up with Brick and Murmur, and the Argus operators hanging tight for them. On the Ark, Thea and Lonnie battle. Alex witnesses see Thea battling him, and Lonnie hits Alex again with his cow's nudge, taking him out. Thea beats Lonnie into obviousness and keeps on Alex, crying and holding him, saying sorry. Additional battling at the server ranch, with Grainer showing signs of improvement while Murmur attempts to get Keller and Diggle takes out ghosts. Felicity and Keller keep chipping at their task, with 3 minutes to go. Mumble makes his sight and shoots. Keller scares Felicity with his body. They figured out how to stop everything except one nuke. Jump starting out of that Russian storehouse from prior, is noticeable all around, set out toward Monument Point on the U.S. East Coast. By the time to stop the rocket, Timur has made sense of another lane point is at City Lobby. Dark significant other has cleared the structure. In flashback, Tiana breaks down and eyes turn yellow with Ryder's enchantment. At the server ranch, Felicity makes sense of that she can't stop the rocket, however can utilize the GPS handoff to get it off base. So as opposed to hitting huge city like Monument Point, it takes out a littler town called Haven Rock, with countless setbacks. She's spared millions, however, at an expense. At City Hall, Oliver and Diggle show up and locate a mystery entry, which they follow into the ground. There, they discover a chamber where Dark is drawing a monstrous measure of intensity from his venerated image. So let's take a look at some trivia surrounding this episode. The title of this episode refers to a location that was initially targeted by a nuclear missile as part of Genesis. The name of Dark's underground city is Tevat Noah, which is Hebrew for Noah's Ark, true to the biblical theme. David Oliver was infiltrating Palmer Technologies bears a resemblance to that of Aiden Pierce for the 2014 video game Watch Dogs, where the main premise is hacking. At the end of the episode, the nuke was directly hit Haven Rock. This foreshadows the eventual introduction of backstory of Rory Reagan / Ragged Man in the next season. And now finally, let's take a look at some goofs. When Green Arrows inside City Hall, he passes signs that says Starling City. Starling City was renamed Star City months prior. Instead, the Rubicon has given Dark control over America's NATO allies' nuclear weapons. However, the nuclear Felicity cannot control the name Russian. Russia is not a member of NATO. The knife the Raider pulls out of his chest changes from bloody to fully clean between shots. Interesting. So I think this episode is kind of interesting, and yeah, it definitely sets up something for what's going to happen next season, so yeah. So overall, I give Monument Point 4 arrowheads out of 5. Anyway, tune in more as we take a look at the penultimate episode of the season, Lost in the Flood. So, until then, in the words of Oliver Queen, you have failed this city.